All right. How's everyone doing? It's Neil Huber from Pulse Radiology Institute with the leadership team here. We're hosting our fourth year, seventh town hall to review Pulse Radiology Institute from an institutional perspective. I just want to welcome everyone here today. We have some great items to report to everybody. Just from a big picture, the institution has grown quite a bit over the last couple cohorts, and the health of the institution is in great standing. Over the past couple of weeks, we've heard back from the Commission of Independent Education, and the school is still in good standing with the CIE. And really just overall growth, not only just on the student side, but also on the team side and the faculty side. So really good things are happening here at PRI, and we're happy to share these results with you today. So just wanted to give everyone a nice warm welcome, and I'll pass it to Don to kind of walk us through the agenda for today.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Neal. I appreciate that so much. And yes, it is an exciting time. That's for certain. Look back over the last 4 years, it's hard to believe we've gone from a population of maybe 10 or so to now we're sitting at 230. A lot of great things happening, and we're going to cover some of those right now. Our most recent start, for those of you who may remember, was in January of this year. That was our winter start. We had 67 students join us at Pulse Radiology Institute this time. That is our record start. And actually probably getting about the max we can ever start at any one time. As most of you know, we hold our cohorts to about a 30 cap. So that's why a lot of times we'll run 3 cohorts, but that's really kind of the area that limits us, is to keeping it down there. So that's about the maximum that you're going to see us start at any one given time at this point. Things may change in the future, but that's where it's at today. So we're excited about that. That helps us to grow our population. As we said, our regular active student population as of today is 230 students. So that is just some phenomenal growth. If I'm looking in the crystal ball, kind of looking at the ending of the year, I think we're going to be ending somewhere close to that 300 mark, just so you give you an idea that you're not alone. A lot of times when you're sometimes remote and you don't get a chance to see different students every day, it's sometimes you feel like I'm a lone ranger out here by myself, but you're really not. There's a lot of students going through, just as you well know, but you may not have known just quite how many there were. With that, it means we also have graduates that will be leaving us. Right now, this year, we have 103 graduates that will be graduating. So we're excited about that. That's a very large class of graduates that's coming out. And that's going to be happening. If those of you remember from the last one, we had finally confirmed it on April the 5th, which is a Saturday. It will be held at Christ Church in Jacksonville, Florida. Those that can attend in person, they will be. I think right now, Mandy, I may be wrong, but I think we have somewhere around 17 that have confirmed that they're going to be attending along with their families. So they'll be bringing that. But for all of those that can't attend in person, they will be joining us via the web. We will be live streaming the graduation as it actually takes place. And that worked out really well last year during the graduation, and people are able to make their comments and show their happy and congratulatory comments as their loved ones are passing across or being mentioned on stage about their graduation. So again, there's 103 that'll be going through, and so we're excited about that. And we've kind of decided that our very first cohort actually started now 4 years ago, we're almost, on April the 5th, and that's when our graduation day is. So we're actually going to start calling that our PRI day. That marks the anniversary of our very first class. We'll probably start happening, as long as it falls on a Saturday, which I know it won't in the future, but we'll probably have our graduation around that each year at that same time. So just some exciting things about graduation coming up. Because of the growth of the school and the student body, one of the things that we always are concerned with is making certain that we're there to service you. We have nothing but fantastic reviews because of our ability to stay in contact with you, to have your things as helped as you come in questions. The faculty is there, the staff is there for you. And so we have grown that as well to be able to help you. We are now at 13 full-time staff slash instructors. They were grown really for no other reason to make certain that we keep you well serviced and well on your way to chaining that goal of becoming an MRI technician. That gives us 16 additional adjunct instructors. Now, all that said, what that means is there's 14 students, 14 students to each teacher. So that's a very manageable ratio for our instructors to make certain that they're there for you and can help service you. So we try to keep that rate low to be able to make certain not only for the teacher, but for you as well, to keep that interaction on a more personal level. In addition, one of the things that we have found that needed to be increased was our clinical staff. When we originally started, we started with one person. We quickly grew to two, to three, and now today we have hired our fourth person to work in the clinical. And they're there to help you as you go through the clinical class, as well as you're out on the site, to be able to help you run interference, to help you find places, to get you set up. And most of you, if you've been here for a little while, may have heard the names. Cheyenne, she is one of our recent hires. Taylor, Carlos, and our very most recent one is Kara. She was an instructor. She's now going to be still teaching more in the clinical side, but also helping again with the clinical out there as well. So these are people you're going to run into. They're going to be your best friends while you're out on clinical site, helping you through that process. So keep in mind, we're here for you. That's the reason why, and that's why you see the growth. And we're excited as that continues to happen. Now, all of that said, that gives us a chance to talk about, well, how are we doing as an institution? How do we really, look and rate ourselves? You go to classes, you get grades for things, and we do the same thing. We rate ourselves on grades. And part of the things we look at is our placement rate. Do our students get out and get jobs? Another is our retention rate. How many of you start school and stay in school? And the third one is, how do you do when you get out and take the armored exam? Now, you have to set a time to measure that against. And so what we do is we set the time of July 1st every year, and it runs until June 30th. So everybody that starts school during that time period of July 1st all the way up to June 30th is counted in that number. So everybody that graduates from July 1st all the way up to June 30th is counted in that numbers. So that's how we kind of measure the time period. Now, to give you an idea, our placement rate for this last time period from July 1st of 2023 to June 30th, 2024, that was the last rate that we had a chance to get it. Our placement rate was 84.4%. So it's tremendous to see something like that. Most schools would envy that kind of a placement rate, and we're excited about it. Even just as very enviable is our retention rate. That means every student that starts schools, how many stays in school? Again, measured during this time period, we have an 87.8% retention rate. That means almost 9 out of 10 students that start school stay in school are still here at that time period. And that is phenomenal. I mean, you just don't see that happening. And we give the credit to our students when they come in. You come in with the right attitude, you know what you want, you're going in with your mission, and you're going to do it. And our instructors that are out there servicing you, helping you, preparing you, getting ready for the big one, and that's the ARMRET exam. And that's one of the things we look at. How do we do when our students get out and take the ARMRET exam? Are they passing it? Are they failing it? It's one thing to get students in school. It's one thing for students to complete school. But are they prepared when they leave to pass the ARMRET exam? And as we look at what we have done during the same time period last year, 86.7, almost 87% pass rate on the ARMRET exam. Just to give you an idea of what that compares with, ARMRET's own records they put out has a 50% pass rate. So students, 1 out of 2 that take it in ARMRET by their standards have passed. In ours, we have 8, almost 9 out of 10 that are taking the ARMRET have passed. So again, phenomenal numbers, phenomenal growth, phenomenal staff, phenomenal students. I couldn't personally be more prouder to be a part of such a student congregation such as you guys are. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. One final piece that I'll say, and then I'll turn it over to someone that can talk a little more, is we talked about growth. We talked about the MRI program and how we're growing. One of the other things that we've done is we said, okay, well, let's look at starting a new program. So one of the new programs that we're going to be starting this summer, we'll be rolling it out. It's finally been approved with the Commission for Independent Education. It's called the RN to BSN program. That means registered nurses who want to get a bachelor's degree in nursing can come into this program in about 18 months, come out with a bachelor's degree if they're successful. If they, I mean, they have to pass everything and go through it, of course. But that is something I think is well needed. The hospitals have been asking for things like this. And I think we're going to help supply that need that's out there. So we're kind of excited. So our goal is to start a very small class in May of this year and then start rolling it out from there as we move into the fall. So that's kind of some of the neat things that's got going on there that I can address. Now I'll turn it over to Miss Mandy to go to take it over and talk about a few other things that I'm sure that you'll find exciting. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Don. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about our institutional survey. So for those of you who have been in the program for a while, you know that we send this out about every 6 months, so twice a year. We usually do it around the January time and somewhere over the summertime. So we did send this out in January. We gave you guys quite a few weeks to fill it out. And overall, our results were really good. And I know a lot of students sometimes ask the question, do I need to fill this out? Do you really look at this information? And yes, we do. We look at every single item that you filled out, every single comment that you made, because we really want to know from the student perspective what's working, what's not, so that we can make adjustments if need be. So our overall score out of a 5.0 was a 4.36, which is really good as a whole for our entire institution. The institutional survey looks at items from academics to admissions to how certain programs are working for you, and then of course contact and how our communication is with you guys. So very important that when that does go out again, it'll go out sometime in the summertime, that you do take the time to fill it out. It actually is really quick. It's anonymous. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes, but we do want to get the percentage of students that are filling it up to increase. So, or that filling it out to increase. This past time we had about 25% of you guys fill it out. So we really want to increase that so we can get more information and so that we can better serve you that way as well. And then the last item I'm going to talk about is Lambda Nu Honor Society. I know some of you have heard of this. We are very excited. We have inducted our first set of students this past, well, we're still in March, but this past March, I think it was like March 3rd, we inducted 16 students. So extremely proud of those students and extremely excited to have this be part of our institute. Lambda Nu is an honor society for imaging sciences. So anybody within the field of radiology who is at school and that meets the criteria. Our criteria is that you must be enrolled full-time for a minimum of 2 semesters. And then after those 2 semesters, we look at your GPA. And anybody who has a GPA of 3.5 or higher, you will be given an invitation to join Lambda Nu. And what that gives you is a few things. You're a lifetime member. It gives you membership into Lambda Nu to have some of those resources that they have for you. They also give out two scholarships a year. So really great that we have that. We're excited. We're very proud of our 16 inductees, and we will be sending out email invitations for the next sets probably sometime in the summer. So definitely work hard towards that. It's something that we are just really excited to have here at PRI. And that is all I have. I'll pass it back over to Neil or Don.
Awesome. Yeah, just like from a big picture, just down the line on the agenda today, the growth is happening, and like Don was saying, we want to make sure that every student has a good relationship or a foundational relationship with their instructors. And I think the numbers speak for themselves. It's something that we hold ourselves accountable here on the leadership team is, judging how we're doing from an admission standpoint, academics and clinical, because we really want to make sure that every single line in our institution is buttoned up nicely. So Again, kudos to everybody on our team and especially our students for bringing, the passion and the will to, become an MRI tech. I know it's not easy and the tunnel is a very long road, but just keep working that tail off and you will get there at the end of the day. As long as you just buy into our program and follow our direction, we'll take you there. So very proud of everybody overall. So I hope everyone enjoyed the town hall for today. Obviously, if there are any questions, you can reach out to us at admin@pulseradiologyinstitute.com. And we hope you enjoyed this town hall. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate you. Bye.